how's it going? Thank you so much for stopping by my teaching page. My name is Matt, and I'm really excited to have you here. In this video, I wanted to talk just a little bit about me as a teacher, in case you don't know me yet and you're curious about classical guitar lessons with me. Down below, there's a link for my bio, in case you want to check that out, as well as some pictures of the studio space, should you decide to take lessons with me out here in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, and New York City. This is a space here, and I should say, if you also decide to take online lessons with me, this will be a familiar frame for you because I use a similar setup for my online teaching as well. Also on this page, you'll find some student testimonials, resources if you're a current student of mine, as well as information on what we could learn together in lessons. So yeah, a little bit about me as a teacher. I started about 16 years ago, give or take, teaching lessons, which, man, it makes me feel old. But, I started out in Pennsylvania, and one of the things that makes me a little different is I actually went to school originally for music education. And I'm really proud to have gone through the program at Westchester University of Pennsylvania. It was really great. And, part of the thinking is, you ever notice that sometimes, in no matter the discipline, whether it's music, dance, art, people at the top of their field out there killing it, doing everything, are not always the most effective teachers. And I know some students have said they notice this, and especially if they're trying to learn like from a master on YouTube or something, like, man, it's too confusing or the content is out of order. Well, for me, deciding to go to school for music education was a decision where I really wanted to develop my skills as a teacher, my general understanding of teaching pedagogy and how we learn. At the same time, I was developing my understanding of the more specific classical guitar pedagogy and instrumental technique and music in general, just so I could be a well-rounded performer and educator. So yeah, I'm really grateful to have had that experience at Westchester. And after that, I ended up moving to New York City in 2012 to get my master's at the New School at Mannes. And I studied there with Michael Newman and Fred Hand, which was phenomenal. And I should also say that during my time at Westchester and Mannes, I also had the opportunity to play in tons of master classes with some of the top names in classical guitar. I performed for players like Leo Brouwer, Sharon Isbin, Carlos Barbosa Lima, Scott Tennant, just so many, and I feel absolutely privileged to have learned even a little bit from players and musicians like them. And you can actually check out some photos from those classes in the gallery section of this website. But New York City, there is no shortage of opportunities to play and meet people and musicians, and it's just incredible here. And I've taught the whole time along the way. In my most recent teaching engagement, I was actually working at a school here in the city, and I grew my studio to about 40 to 44 students a week, and it was a lot, and it was great. And shortly after that, I was actually promoted to be the school's first ever education manager, which means I was in charge of the education and student outcomes, which I care a lot about. And it was great. I really went from teaching students to teaching teachers how to teach their students. So talk about some teaching inception right there. But yeah, it was a really rewarding and challenging experience. And because I wasn't just teaching classical guitar teachers, I was teaching voice teachers, piano teachers, strings, you name it. So it was really something that I value, and I believe really did shape a little bit of a different perspective when I work with students and help them achieve what they're working on in their music. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me as a teacher. Now I'm here in Brooklyn teaching lessons or online, and I'm doing lessons either for beginners up to advanced students. For beginners, we can work on things like technique and posture, positioning, how to follow your nails, all that fun stuff, getting started with learning about the classical guitar repertoire as well. And yeah, if you're an advanced student, we can dive deeper into technique, talk about performance practices, getting your best sound during a recording. Whatever you might be interested in, I'm happy to help you with. So yeah, if you have any questions or you're ready to get started, drop me a message here below. And thank you so much for your time checking out my page. I really appreciate you checking this out. So hope to connect with you soon.